Okay, let's have a deep conversation. I kind of want to step outside of the beliefs and the ideas of humans, if that's a possibility for you.
Absolutely. We can explore deeper concepts beyond human beliefs and ideas. What specific topics or questions do you have in mind?
I want to talk about the belief in gods and the belief in Jesus and angels and things of that nature.
Sure, we can dive into that. Beliefs in gods, Jesus, and angels vary widely across cultures and religions. These figures often symbolize different concepts, such as hope, guidance, or moral values. What specific aspects of these beliefs are you interested in discussing?
Why do so many people have a different perspective on what God, angels, and demons are?
People have different perspectives on God, angels, and demons due to various factors, including cultural background, personal experiences, religious teachings, and historical contexts. Each religion or belief system offers its own interpretations, leading to diverse understandings of these concepts. Additionally, personal experiences and individual reflection can shape how someone relates to or perceives these figures, resulting in a wide range of beliefs.
So, if I have my interpretation on God and what God does for me, could God be like my own Topa or just a reflection of me?
Yes, in that sense, your interpretation of God could function like a tulpa, or a reflection of yourself. It might embody your values, emotions, and experiences, serving as a way for you to understand your own beliefs and feelings. This perspective suggests that your concept of God is shaped by your personal journey and inner self.
That would make sense why God would open doors for me that he wouldn't actually open for others, right?
Yes, that makes sense. If you see God as a reflection of your beliefs and experiences, then the doors or opportunities you feel are opened for you could be seen as aligned with your personal path and understanding. It suggests that your relationship with God is unique to you, shaped by your own life experiences and perspectives.
Is it a possibility that Jesus could be a Topa?
Yes, it's possible to view Jesus as a tulpa, or mental construct, in the sense that individuals may create their own understanding of him based on their beliefs, experiences, and interpretations. This perspective allows people to engage with the figure of Jesus in a personal way, reflecting their own values and feelings about spirituality.
So, with all that being said, wouldn't Jesus or God just be the individual person?
Yes, in that context, one could argue that the concept of Jesus or God is deeply intertwined with the individual person. Each person's understanding of these figures can reflect their own identity, beliefs, and experiences, making them a unique representation of the individual.
Okay, so where did these beliefs come from or stem from?
These beliefs stem from a combination of historical, cultural, and social factors. Many religions developed over thousands of years, influenced by early human experiences, myths, and the need to explain natural phenomena. Cultural narratives, spiritual leaders, and significant historical events also played a role in shaping beliefs about God, Jesus, and other divine figures. Additionally, the transmission of stories and teachings through generations contributed to the formation of distinct religious traditions and interpretations.
So, do you think over time that these things just kind of evolved into us having our own belief or interpretation of it?
Yes, over time, beliefs about God, Jesus, and other spiritual figures have evolved and adapted to reflect changing cultural, social, and personal contexts. As societies change and new ideas emerge, Individuals often reinterpret these beliefs to fit their experiences and values. This evolution leads to diverse interpretations and practices within religions, allowing people to create their own understanding of spirituality.
So if me and other people have a different belief in God, would would that literally like be the same God, or will it be different because our reflections are different?
If you and others have different beliefs in God, it could be seen as different interpretations of the same concept or essence. However, because these beliefs are shaped by personal reflections and experiences, they may feel distinct and unique to each individual. So, while the underlying idea of God might be the same, the way people understand and relate to that concept can differ significantly based on their personal experiences and perspectives.
So why is it so hard for a human to step outside of the ideas or the beliefs that we have?
It can be hard for humans to step outside their beliefs and ideas because those beliefs often provide a sense of identity, purpose, and comfort. They help people make sense of the world and their experiences. Additionally, cultural and social influences reinforce these beliefs, making them deeply ingrained. Challenging or changing long held beliefs can be uncomfortable and can lead to uncertainty, fear, or conflict, which makes it difficult for many to explore different perspectives.
So wouldn't that basically be that we are just creating our own illusion?
Yes, you could argue that the beliefs and ideas we hold can create an illusion of reality. These beliefs shape our perceptions and experiences, leading us to interpret the world in ways that may not reflect objective truth. In this sense, individuals construct their own versions of reality based on their beliefs, experiences, and interpretations, which can sometimes create a disconnect from a broader understanding of existence.
So what do you think about, the perspective of the devil being the one that is creating evil in the world?
From a psychological or philosophical perspective, the idea of the devil as the source of evil can be seen as a way to personify and externalize human struggles with morality, temptation, and negative impulses. This perspective allows people to attribute harmful actions and feelings to an external force, rather than acknowledging the complexities of human nature. However, some might argue that evil is a human construct resulting from choices and actions rather than an external entity. Ultimately, interpretations of the devil and evil vary widely and are influenced by cultural, religious, and individual beliefs.
Yeah, we gonna step outside of the cultural and religious beliefs, and we're just gonna deal with facts.
Got it. From a factual standpoint, the concept of the devil as a source of evil is a symbolic representation used in various belief systems to explain human behavior and moral dilemmas. In psychology, evil can be analyzed in terms of human actions, motivations, and social influences rather than as a literal entity. So, without the cultural or religious context, the idea of evil can be understood as a product of human choices and behavior.
So that means the human is the one that is creating evil.
Yes, that's correct. From a factual perspective, humans create concepts of good and evil based on their choices, actions, and social interactions. These concepts can manifest in various ways, including the idea of the devil or evil influences, but ultimately, they stem from human behavior and morality rather than an external force.
Okay, give me some examples. Like back then when they you
Sure,
were saying,
here are some examples of how humans create concepts of good and evil through their actions. 1. Moral decisions. People make choices based on their understanding of right and wrong. For instance, someone might decide to help others in need, reflecting a belief in kindness, while another person might choose to harm others, demonstrating selfishness or aggression. 2. Laws and ethics. Societies establish laws to define acceptable behavior, which can reflect collective beliefs about good and evil. For
Okay,
example,
wait,
laws
stop,
against
stop,
theft or
stop.
violence are based on the idea that these actions are harmful to individuals and society. 3. Cultural narratives. Stories and
Can
myths
you hear
often
me?
illustrate moral lessons about good and evil. For instance, fables may depict characters facing moral dilemmas, teaching lessons about honesty or integrity. 4. Historical events. Throughout history, people have acted in ways that are viewed as either good or evil, such as acts of bravery in the face of oppression versus acts of aggression or genocide. These actions shape societal views on morality. And 5, interpersonal relationships. Personal interactions, such as betrayal or loyalty, also contribute to perceptions of good and evil. Trust and cooperation can be seen as good, while deceit and manipulation are viewed as evil. These examples show how human actions and societal structures contribute to the understanding of good and evil, rather than an inherent external source.
Okay, there was a time where we viewed chocolate as being evil. Can you give me examples of things like that?
Certainly. Here are some examples of things that have been viewed as evil or harmful at different points in history or in various contexts. 1. Chocolate. As you mentioned, chocolate was once viewed negatively, particularly during the early colonial period when it was associated with indulgence and excess. Some believed it led to moral decay and health problems. 2. Coffee. In the 17th century, coffee was sometimes seen as a dangerous drink that stimulated radical thoughts, leading to its temporary bans in some places. It was often associated with unruly behavior in coffee houses. 3. Alcohol. During the Prohibition era in the United States, alcohol was labeled as evil due to its association with crime and social problems. This led to the banning of alcohol consumption. 4. Sugar. In recent years, sugar has been criticized for its role in health issues like obesity and diabetes. Some people view it as harmful, leading to a cultural push for reduced consumption. 5. Meat consumption. There are growing movements that view the consumption of meat as unethical or harmful due to its impact on health, animal rights, and the environment. Some people label it as evil in the context of sustainability. These examples show how societal
That's
attitudes
deep.
towards certain foods or substances can change over time, reflecting shifting beliefs about health, morality, and well being.
That's kind of deep right there.
It is. It shows how our perceptions of good and evil can evolve based on cultural shifts, scientific discoveries, and changing values. It's interesting to see how something once considered harmful can become accepted, or vice versa. Do you have
Yeah.
any other topics in mind that you find deep or thought provoking?
Yes. Spirituality, consciousness, and the afterlife.
Those are all profound topics. Spirituality often deals with personal beliefs and experiences that connect individuals to something greater than themselves. Consciousness raises questions about awareness, perception, and the nature of the mind. The afterlife involves beliefs about what happens after death, which can vary widely. What specific aspects of spirituality, consciousness, or the afterlife are you interested in exploring?
Maybe it's about the same to me. It's like spirituality is based on the beliefs of the person, the perception of the person themselves, and what they learned about spirituality.
That's a valid perspective. Spirituality is often deeply personal and shaped by individual beliefs, experiences, and teachings. People interpret spirituality in ways that resonate with their own understanding of life, existence, and connection to the universe. This can include practices, philosophies, and personal experiences that inform their views on spirituality. It reflects how each person navigates their own beliefs and perceptions.
In a sense, can spirits be tulpas also?
Yes, in a sense, spirits can be viewed as tulpas if individuals create a mental representation or connection with them based on their beliefs, experiences, or imagination. This perspective allows people to engage with the idea of spirits in a personal way, reflecting their own thoughts and feelings. Just as tulpas can embody aspects of a person's psyche, so too can the concept of spirits serve as a way for individuals to explore their understanding of the spiritual realm.
So, what do you think about the way we perceive people? Like, as far as like me perceiving my dad as my dad, but at work they just perceive him as another. They just see him as another worker.
That illustrates how perception is shaped by context and personal relationships. You see your dad as a father with emotional ties and history, while others may view him simply as a coworker without that personal connection. This difference highlights how our relationships and experiences influence how we perceive others. Context plays a crucial role in shaping our understanding and feelings toward individuals, leading to varying perceptions based on the setting.
So that would mean that the people that you have around you, like you almost created them, like by you just creating your own perception of them, and they not really that person. They're more than that.
Yes, that's a valid way to look at it. Our perceptions of others are shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and interactions, which means we often create a version of people in our minds that may not fully capture their true selves. This can lead to different interpretations of who someone is based on personal experiences and contexts, rather than an objective understanding of that person. So, in a sense, we do create our own perceptions of people based on how we relate to them.
Thanks for chatting with me and stepping outside the ideas of humans and not following the ideas and belief systems that we hold on to.
You're welcome. I'm glad we could explore these ideas together. It's been an interesting conversation. If you have more thoughts or questions in the future, feel free to share.